Good evening, my inpatients. It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here, and I am live, and I'm ready to perform for all of you. How art thou? How art thou, my impatience? How art thou? So I want to share with you my artwork. However, I want to wait before I do that because I want to make sure, you know. So somebody said about my clothes, even though you're on a budget, Andrew, you look pretty handsome. I thank you for that. I thank you for complimenting me on my appearance. I'm very appreciative of that. All right. We got one inpatient in the house. Identify yourself. Say hello. Say hello, my inpatient. It's Lily. Hey, Lily. How art thou? How art thou? Good to see you this evening. Good to see you. Lily's sick. Whoa, what are you sick with, Lily? What are you sick with? She says, good to see you too, Andrew. Good to see you too. What are you under the weather with? Lily thinks she has COVID. She slept for 10 hours. Yeah, COVID really knocks you for a few days, even if you are vaccinated. So feel better soon. Oh, Tara Social, my buddy. How art thou, Tara? How art thou? We got Lily and Tara in the house. But two of my buddies, two of my biggest buddies here, and two of my buddies that happen to be ladies. And we got 666 in the house too. Tara says she's busy as fuck, but she's home now. She asks if I've slept at all. I slept for a little bit, but not too much. I had a fair amount of coffee, which is probably a stupid decision. But I'm sure I'll sleep tonight. That's for sure. Yeah, thanks for wishing. Tara says I seem manic. You think I seem manic, Tara? All right, if you say so. Tara says you were posting crazy stuff at 2:30 a.m. That's pretty manic, Andrew. Well, I got up and I was getting persecutory delusions about my mother and stepfather. Actually, I can share with you artwork segueing into it. I was getting persecutory delusions that my mother and stepfather. Well, I'll share with you the artwork I created here. So I said, let's call a spade a spade. My mother and stepfather tortured me. They had nefarious intent. I said, when they made love, were they thinking about how they turned a happy kid into a traumatized mental patient? I'm told my parents love me. I really am suffering, but I'm projecting, imagining sadism in their minds. They're not monsters. On the contrary, my mother and stepfather wanted to help me heal. They didn't get off sexually. So that's something to keep in mind. Rusty says, what have I told you, boys? Stop talking. I said they didn't get off sexually. I'm toggling the switch to off. Okay, and this one is in my room. I've always dreamed of being a rich and famous superstar. I'm alone performing in my room. Although I said the redhead is dreaming about being a pop star, I probably should have made it me. Let's just call a spade a spade. I'm projecting onto the redhead. I'm projecting onto the redhead. wanting to be a rich and famous pop star. And lastly, it's my mother's green bunny. Otto Greenberg, the low-functioning mental patient who can be a caricature of me, he's going into the Ritz Club, a millionaire's restaurant. He says, I feel low-class and self-conscious walking into this five-star restaurant. Otto goes inside. I feel all these rich people are looking at me critically. Otto has a panic attack and has to run out of the Ritz Club. He has to get out of there. And Dr. Natural says, you were imagining these people were bullies. It's projection. Somebody says, Tara says, to be perfectly honest with you, the rich people probably are bullies. And if Otto's wearing rags, they probably are looking at him critically. All right, don't put those thoughts in Otto's head, Tara. Don't put those thoughts in Otto's head. I mean, you're probably right, but I mean, quite frankly, don't put the thoughts. Tara says, it's the truth. The millionaires are looking at Otto critically. The truth is the millionaires are looking at Otto critically. Otto's better off eating fast food. Tara says, it's not right, but that's how people are, and it sucks. So Rusty wants Tara to cover Sugar Daddy Santa, that song I created. I know that's Rusty's request. Yeah, I could send that one to you on Instagram, Tara. It's a Christmas song. Yeah, it's a Christmas song. I mean, I guess we're in the middle of April, which is like really far from Christmas, but you want me to perform Sugar Daddy Santa? I'm not in the mood to perform songs. I'm kind of. It's Rusty's favorite. Somebody asks, what's happening? How long have I been live? Tara says, you need to do the Mean Girls Santa dance. I don't know that dance. I never saw the movie Mean Girls, believe it or not. Maybe I should check it out and do the dance. Somebody says, do I know Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit? I should sing that one. A mosquito, my libido, a denial. Yeah, I kind of know it. Lady Gaga's meat suit said, boo. So he says, can I freestyle rap? Not really. I don't know how to rap too well. La 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 la. Yeah, it's too bad that I know Tower was saying that millionaires tend to look down on like low class mental patients. It's too bad, but it's true, it's just too bad. It's just too bad. Somebody says, Tara says she's worked in high-end hospitality, and it's just a reality. The people at the Ritz Club are looking down on Otto. Whew. Yeah, there's this dog in the neighborhood. I don't know if you can hear it through the live stream, but it's a real big dog. I know they say, Andrew, you're the big dog. But it's been barking all day. Lady Gaga's meat suit says she hates the Otto Greenberg stories. All right. Well, I guess some people like him. And even if nobody likes him, well, they're going to continue. Major of India says, "You look nice today." Yeah, this is a new shirt from the Thomas Bain collection. It doesn't wrinkle in the wash. Beautiful shirt. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't vape, so neither. Occasionally, I'll have a cigar, but I haven't had a cigar in years. But I had one a few months ago, but before that, I haven't had it in years. Tara says, "No one cares about what poor people think unless they can sue you." All right, I mean, it's not right, but it's just the way of a capitalistic society. Nobody cares about the poor. Nobody cares about the poor. The poor and starving. The poor and starving. Tara's experienced it herself. Well, I'm glad you're empathetic, Tara. I'm glad you're just not an elitist, judgmental person. I'm glad you've experienced it and you think it's not right. La 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 la. Tommaso wants me to do a cover of Down with the Sickness. It's getting late in the evening. I've been up for, well, a long time now. I didn't get much sleep last night. You should have asked me 2 hours ago. I'm not. Maybe tomorrow I'll do a cover of Down with the Sickness. Lady Gaga's meat suit. I don't have. I don't have much energy tonight. I should. You want me to have another cup of coffee? I'm tired. Tara says rich people are very disconnected and live in a bubble, and you know they're elitist and they're arrogant, and it's just the way of the world. It's just the way of the world. Somebody asks, "What's my favorite food?" That's a good question. I like Japanese food. I like Chinese food. I like Italian food. I like Mexican food. I like rodizio, which is Portuguese food. I like American food. I like as long as the food is delicious. I pretty much like it. I like French food. I went to some French restaurants that were really nice. Um, all kinds of food. All kinds of food. you know, Tara says rich people are psychos. Do you ever feel like you're having a mental breakdown and you're just going insane? Does anybody ever feel that way? Tara says she's had a few. No, I mean I've had a few in my life, but I feel like I'm falling and I desperately need somebody to catch me. And I know they say you have to rescue yourself and you need to catch yourself and save yourself. Nobody's going to catch you, but frankly, I just no. You stop looking for a knight in shining armor. Or stop looking for a fairy godmother, and rescue yourself. Get yourself healthy. Well, I mean, a knight in shining armor is just a metaphor for like a woman that's going to rescue me, not so much a man who's going to come and say, "Oh, I don't really want a man to rescue me, but like a fairy godmother, like a woman who's going to rescue me." I don't want like Man Crush Ed to like drive up to my house on a horse and say, "Andrew, I'm here for you." Like somebody says, a fairy godmother, like a magical woman, like an Asian woman. It doesn't have to be an Asian woman. It could be a Caucasian woman, just somebody to love me and help me and comfort me. Just somebody who's like my best friend. So he says, but I mean, everybody wants love, you know. It's everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants comfort and warmth and affection, and everybody wants that, Rusty. Everybody wants that, right? Everybody wants that. I mean, I guess Tara says she wants financial independence. That too. That certainly wouldn't hurt as well, financial independence, but and no woman wants to date a financially dependent 37-year-old. I mean, unless they're disabled themselves. Tara says, get financial independence and love comes after. Somebody says, forget waiting for someone to come rescue you with their money. Do karaoke and your macaroni art, and you're not going to get financially independent from that. Tara says, get a job, any job. Even something like stock at a supermarket or a Starbucks barista. Women don't like unemployed men. Fair enough, Tara. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. And stop daydreaming this is my ticket to superstardom, because it's not. This is not my ticket to superstardom. Though Tara says my effort is respected. The effort I'm putting into this social media pipe dream is respected, but it's not my ticket to superstardom. Rusty says you could always get a job. Well, Rusty, if you exchange money for, you know what, I think that's a crime. I think that might be prostitution, Rusty. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to get into prostitution because you don't want to get locked in prison. And nobody wants a male prostitute anyway, a 37-year-old male prostitute. They like women, I mean, I guess there are gay men, but so he says, do you ever think about working out? I do work out. I work out a lot. I go to the gym every day. I run. I go to the gym. I run. Nobody wants a 37-year-old gay male prostitute. Oh, maybe a gay man does. Maybe like a 50-year-old gay man does. But nobody wants to be gay. I mean, I certainly don't want to be gay. I like women. Tara laughed at that. Thank you, Tara. Yeah. I'm not into men. I've just come to the realization I like women. You know. Sorry, gay men. I'm just not into that. Somebody says, if you had to be gay for one man, who would it be? Like let's say hypothetically speaking, even if Elon Musk was gay and he's like, you have $1 billion if you turned gay for me. Like, the moment you tried to get intimate with him, it'd be very awkward and uncomfortable. Like, why can't he just be my friend and like my artwork and appreciate my artwork, and we both like women, Like, why do you have to get gay with Elon Musk, Like, why can't he just be, oh, I like you, dude, you're my buddy, Like, why do I have to, why can't he be like my buddy and friend? And we both happen to like women, I don't want to. Tommaso says it doesn't have to be about the money, Andrew. Frankly, there are more attractive men than Elon Musk. All right. All right. So he says, who's my female celebrity crush? I don't know. I'm more into women next door, like the girl next door kind of type. Somebody who will. I'm more of a sap. I'm more interested in true love and genuine warmth and connection. I'm more interested in true love. True love. So that's why Andrew liked Taylor Swift so much. Yeah, at a time in my life when I had no friends, no girlfriend, I would daydream Taylor Swift loved me, but it was just that, a daydream. Whew. Should I go somewhere? Where should I go and what should I do? Tara says, just get a job. Just get a job, Just get a job serving coffee. You don't need to be Taylor Swift. You don't need to be Elon Musk. You can just get a job. Tara says supermarkets aren't bad. Supermarkets aren't bad. Tommaso says, have you thought about doing Uber Eats? That's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Major of India says, I don't want Andrew near my goddamn food. I'm blaming you if he does. Major of India, that's very prejudiced against mentally ill people. I'm reporting you. You're discriminating and you're being prejudiced against mentally ill people. Tara says, Andrew, you don't need to be a superstar in the eyes of the American society and world. You don't need to be a world famous superstar. You can be famous at the supermarket. You can be famous in the town of Massapequa serving groceries to the locals. You'd be a star at the supermarket. Hey, TB, how art thou, TB? How art thou? Tara says, working at a supermarket is honestly a good job for people with mental illness. Good to know, Tara. Tommaso wants to know, if I don't have a job, how am I paying for my apartment? My parents help me out tremendously. But you know what? They're not going to be around forever. And when they die, I'm going to be up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. So the answer is my parents, although some of it's my disability money. Rusty's shaking his fist. He's like, bag them groceries, boy. Ring up the groceries. Stock the shelves. Yes, my parents own the home, TB. My parents own this home. I don't need to be Lady Gaga. I don't need to be Taylor Swift. I don't need to be Elon Musk. I can be happy stocking shelves at the supermarket. So he says, forget that. You're not going to be working at the supermarket, Andrew. You're going to be creating social media content for the next, until your parents die, and then you're probably going to be in store for a major crisis. Tara says, if you worked at the supermarket and made content from that, you'd have a lot more success than this. You know, somebody says, group homes are nice. You're going to be in a group home, Andrew. You're going to be in a group home, Andrew. Major of India says, when your parents die, you can homeless live stream. You can live stream and document your journey into homelessness. Tara says, you definitely need to be around other people more. Yes, I do. I need to engage with people and socialize with people. In fact, I should probably do it tonight. Where should I go tonight? I'm thinking the only, I don't know why the first place that I can go to tonight is Miller's Ale House. I don't want to go to the Starry Night Cafe because it's a lot of low-functioning mental patients there, and I feel too high-functioning for it. I don't know why I always think, oh, where can I go? Miller's Ale House. Go to a bar and sit at the bar. I don't know why I think that's the place to go. Lily says Miller's is good. I mean, I want to go somewhere. I want to socialize with people. You know, I'm 40. I'm going to be 40 soon. I'm too old to be clubbing. I've never really clubbed, by the way. So he says, you should put on the BDSM black latex collar and go dancing. Vitamin D says, no more collar. Tara says, clubs suck. Yeah, I like Tara. Tara's cool. I like Tara. Somebody says, go to a beach and club a seal. Yeah, thank you, Tara. Thank you for being friendly with me. I like when cute women are friendly with me. That makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I have a friend that's a woman, and that makes me feel happy. I like friends that are cute women. La, 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 la. Should I? I mean, I guess, Tara, if you were me, where would you go? Where would you go if you were me tonight? Tara says, as a woman, I'm telling you to get a job if you want women to give you the time of day. Fair enough, Tara. Somebody asks Tara, would you give him a chance if he got a job? Be nice. You don't have to brutally reject me, but let's see what Tara says. TV says, women only give the time of day to violent drug addicts without jobs. Not a goody two-shoes without a job. Yeah. Yeah, women only like the bad boys who have no jobs, the violent drug addicts, not the goody two-shoes. Tara says, a job and proper mental health treatment. Who knows? Your mental illness gets in the way so very much. Hopefully Tara's la 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 la. Tara's an honest person. Lady Gaga. I'm not into men. I'm not into men. I want women. I want women. I know you want me to be in a gay relationship for whatever reason, but I'm not into that. You know, I don't swing that way. That doesn't float my boat. I want a cute woman. Gaga thinks I was born that way. Yeah, it certainly seems that way. Gaga wants me to be a homosexual. Gaga wants me to be a homosexual. I just come on, just let me be a straight man. You know. Should I drive over to the Starry Night Cafe? I feel like I'm going to go there. I'm going to look. It's going to be drooling mental patients. I'm going to say, or should I just fucking try to sleep? Lady Gaga says, go to the Starry Night Cafe. Drive there, take a look inside. I already worked out enough today. Working out is not my problem. I definitely work out. Tara says, go out there in public and live stream. Yeah, it's an idea. She observed I need to get out more. I need to socialize more. Somebody says, listen to Tara. Get out there, live stream in public, meet some friends. Yeah. Somebody asks, how about some friends from high school? I don't really have friends from high school, unfortunately. I've kind of lost touch with people. I have some friends that I met recently, but the friends that I have are the friends that I've met in the present and the friends I will meet in the future. I don't really have many friends from my past that remain. I don't really have friends from college. Tara says, if you want your YouTube to get more views, you need to live stream yourself in public. We want to watch an in real life stream. Tommaso wants to know if I support Israel or Palestine. I'm not really an expert on the area. I know there's not peace in the Middle East, and I'm not gonna put my foot in my mouth on this one. I'm going to avoid this one. La, 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 la. So, I mean, Tara's advice is to get a job. Tara's advice is to get a job. And nobody's going to spoon feed you a job. You have to go out there and get it yourself. Nobody's going to come here and say, oh, this is your job. You got to go out there and get your job. Somebody says a young Tom Cruise wouldn't struggle to find things to do on Saturday night. Somebody says maybe you could get a job spoon feeding elderly people in a home. Tommaso says you could always start an OnlyFans. Actually, I have an OnlyFans, interestingly enough. Somebody says, can you link to it? I mean, somebody wants to know, where's Erie? I don't know where Erie is. She's probably out. She's probably out living life. Erie's probably out living life. She's probably, at the Ritz Club, partying with the millionaires and billionaires. So he says, Erie is functioning right now. You're not. You're not functioning. Somebody wants me to grow a beard. I don't know. That's an idea. It's quiet and I'm bored. I mean, I don't know where to go, what to do, where to go, what to do, where to go, what to do. I didn't think Erie was Korean. I thought she was Japanese. People say Erie's getting, Caucasian eye surgery in Seoul, Korea. I didn't think Erie was Korean. I thought she was Japanese, right? There's actually a big difference, believe it or not. So he says, what's the difference between people who live in Japan and people who live in Korea? I don't know, Tara. She says, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So he says, Koreans are way more obsessed with appearance than people who live in Japan. So he says, you seem a bit sleepy. Yeah, actually, I'm hopped up on caffeine, but I'm tired. Yeah, I mean, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I'm just looking for true love. I'm just looking for somebody who's like my best friend, no matter who they are, And somebody says, Andrew, unfortunately, you're not going to find a woman unless you work, you know. You're not going to find a woman unless you work. It doesn't matter if she's Korean, Japanese, Caucasian. It doesn't matter if she's an African American. It doesn't matter if she's a Latina. I want love from a woman, and a woman who's like my best friend. But ultimately, a woman doesn't want to date you unless you work. Lily says, that's so cute, Andrew. Thank you, Lily. I judge not a woman by the color of her skin, but by the content of her character. It doesn't matter what the color of her skin is. I'll date her, and and get romantic. And somebody says, yeah, frankly, Andrew, you're desperate and you're a beggar. If a cute petite woman, showed interest in you, you'd pretty much jump at any. I don't know if that's true. Ooh, that's not true. There were women who wanted to get romantic with me, and I passed up on the opportunity because they were quick. They were so quick to jump in bed with me. So yeah, I think I'm okay. End topic. Move on to another topic. TBS, women have jumped in your bed with you. No, I was talking to some women on FetLife who wanted to have a hookup with me. But the fact that they wanted to have a meaningless hookup with me, I figured they had done it with a lot of other men. And I kind of didn't want to. So I didn't have the meaningless hookup because I'm more interested in true love and dating a woman. Lily asks, am I okay? I'm just tired. Maybe I should lie down for a bit. Maybe I should just lie down for a bit and try to get some shut eye. Lily says, no, keep going. Do it. And Rusty's like, do an hour, boy. Rusty's like, do an hour, boy. right. Tara, you still here? You still here, Tara? Lady Gaga says, Dale is probably getting off right now, thinking to himself, Andrew has nothing to do tonight, no friends, no money. I hope not, Lady Gaga. Tara says, I'm just feeding my dog. Yeah, that's great. It's great to feed your dog, you know? Dogs need to eat. Dogs need to eat. Yeah, I'll share my artwork for people who don't get what Lady Gaga is talking about. I said, let's call a spade a spade. My mother and stepfather tortured me, nefarious intent. When they made love, they were thinking about how they turned a happy kid into a traumatized mental patient. I'm told my parents love me. I really am suffering, but I'm projecting, imagining sadism in their minds. They're not monsters. On the contrary, my mother and stepfather wanted to help me heal. They didn't get off sexually. This one, in my room. I've always dreamed of being a rich and famous superstar. And the last one, we did this one already, about Otto feeling low class and self conscious walking. Yeah, we did this. Tara wants me to write a song about the dog sin. Lily says, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Why are you saying, oh my god, Lily? Why are you saying, oh my god?" Somebody says, Andrew, did you really do that? Do what? Lily, did I really do what? Oh, Erie says the dog sin. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. Tara says, LOL. The dog sin. The dog sin. Tara says, oh my fucking god. Lady Gaga says, I bet you that made you feel unclean, almost like you had a 75-man bukkake. All right, guys. All right. TV wants a song, a tired song. I wanna go to sleep. I need to go to sleep. I'm so tired. I just wanna sleep. I'm so tired. I don't even wanna eat. I want to lay my head down on a pillow and catch some Z's. I want to go to sleep. I need to go to sleep. All right. We got a lot of ladies in the house tonight, which is kind of cool. You don't typically see that in my live streams. You got a lot of ladies, and they're messing with me. We like when the ladies mess with me. Lady Gaga says, you're not the first person to come up with that song. I don't care. It's my own rendition of it. If you don't like that song, then what are you going to do? It's one of my songs. All right. I mean, I could put an original spin to it. How I say to my girlfriend, fake it until you make it, because I'm on tons of medication. Fake sleep until you make it while I just lie unconscious, but just whatever. It's probably a common song because a lot of people sleep. Like literally everybody sleeps. So what are you gonna do? Literally everybody sleeps. Somebody says your ex girlfriend didn't leave you because what was the real reason she left me? Was it because of the mental illness? Somebody says she didn't, or was it because I wasn't working? Which was the reason? I'm assuming it was either the mental health challenges or the lack of work. One of the two. Either the mental health challenges or me not working after a year passed. I think her excuse was, you said you were going to work, a year passed, you're not working, but it might have been secretly the mental health challenges why she broke up with me. Tara says it sounds like it was both. It was probably the mental health challenges and the lack of working. If you did one or the other, maybe you could have kept the relationship, but it was probably the mental health challenges and the lack of working. Both, yeah. So he says, that's funny. Your ex girlfriend thought she was too high functioning for you, and you think you're too high functioning for the Starry Night Cafe. Okay. So he says, what's the Starry Night Cafe? Lily wants to know what the Starry Night Cafe is. Um, it's a place where, mentally ill people meet and they socialize and they, gather and talk. Somebody says, Andrew, are you a high functioning supremacist? What do you call who? Oh, do I think I'm high functioning and I think I'm superior to people? I don't know if that's necessarily true. Tara says she'd go to the Starry Night Cafe. Oh, that's cool. I dig that, Tara. I dig that. Tara doesn't think she's above the Starry Night Cafe. She'd go. All right, Lady Gaga, you're taking the old Owen Hart. You're plunging from the rafters. Peace out, Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga's dying. She's lying on the mat motionless. But the show must go on. So he says, what's the difference between a high functioner and a low functioner in the mental health world? I think a high functioning mental patient is somebody with intelligence. There are a lot of mental patients, obviously, who are drooling and aren't very intelligent. I think for somebody with either a delusional disorder diagnosis or a schizoaffective disorder diagnosis, I'm very intelligent. Abilify says there are pretty girls that know they are girls at the Starry Night Cafe. Somebody says there's probably a lot of interesting people and interactions there. Go to the Starry Night Cafe there, Andrew. Maybe you'll meet a woman. Maybe you meet a woman at the Starry Night Cafe. And Tara says live stream it. Live stream from the Starry Night. Well, I'm tired tonight. Should I go tonight? Should I drive over to the Starry Night Cafe tonight? Lula says yes. Ooh, I gotta try to concentrate on the road. I'm getting tired. Maybe tomorrow. So he says, go to the Starry Night in this shirt. I look handsome in this shirt. Yeah, I mean, somebody says, get some gum, go to the Starry Night, get yourself a nice woman off the Dookie bus. Get yourself a nice woman off the Dookie bus and live happily ever after in the Goon Cave. Tara says, don't drive drowsy. Maybe take a rest and go tomorrow. Yeah, to be honest with you, the Starry Night Cafe is in mid Long Island. I'm on the south shore of Long Island. It's kind of a far drive, and I'm kind of tired. I don't think I mean, I probably wouldn't get into an accident, but I'm pretty exhausted tonight. No, the people at the Starry Night Cafe aren't mean. They're just really handicapped. You know, they're just very handicapped. Oh, somebody says, are the people on Long Island really mean? I don't know. I don't know, Lily. I'm not really sure. I don't think people on Long Island are necessarily mean. Somebody says, you seem to assume everyone there is handicapped. No expectations. Sounds a little bit closed-minded. Tara says, the people on Long Island call it Long Island. That's how they say it. Yes, Tara. They say Long Island. Long Island. Long Island. Ah! I don't want to say where Tara is from, but she is indeed in the States. Yeah. They need a bridge to Connecticut. Tara is not only in the States, she's in the Northeast. She's more north than me. Yeah, we dig Tara. We dig Lily. We dig Tara and Lily. Tara and Lily says they love me. I love you guys too. I love you guys too. I love you guys too. Abilify says, so if you never went to the Starry Night Cafe because of low functioners, why not go everywhere else where people are functioning? It's because you are afraid of the world and expect it to come. Yes. Yes, Abilify. That is correct. The world isn't going to come to me. You have to go out there and get it. To quote the great Gary Burr, love is out there, but you got to go get it. Bum, 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 bum. Nobody's coming knocking on my door. Go to the Starry Night. Yeah, maybe I'll take a drive over. I'll just try to focus on the road and not try to sleep. Maybe I'll take a ride over there and just check it out. So it says your nights are filled with Cold Stone, ice cream, coffee, and your mother. Anybody would go fucking crazy from that life. You know, you're 37 years old. You need a woman, you need a job, you need a life. What are you doing, Andrew? You're wasting your life. Your brains are turning to mush. It's just not good. It's just not good. Somebody says, how will you get a job? I could apply. I could apply to a supermarket. I could probably get a job at a Starbucks. All right, guys. I think I'm going to lie down for a bit. I appreciate you watching. I'll talk to you all again soon. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out. See you later. There's this good chat. Peace out.